Do it! We'll do it live! Do it live!
And we are live from the Bitcoin Center in Berlin.
Week 107. We're back from Guatemala after 2 weeks. And Tim, it's good. I can see the video feed showing us we're live.
Yes.
Well
done.
There's because I've been fiddling with all the settings, being away from home, and an update. Poor old Tim's sitting in the corner freaking out, but it's okay. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you guys coming each week. Shout out to Mark of Bitcoin sending 210 sats. Sorry you won't be making it, but you say that every week and you still watch the show, so you're probably listening right now. Please, anybody, feel free to make comments in the chat. Karen, I see you're in there. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely,
and anybody else, and there's Mark. He says, "Hola amigos." I knew he'd be here. And the FSV team at the beach. Thank you guys. Looking forward to catching up with you as well. Really appreciate everybody coming in and saying hello.
Yes.
It's been a great 2 weeks away. It's exciting to be back.
Yep.
Busy couple of months coming up to conference.
Yeah, it is. We have made that call that for the next 2 months it's going to be heads down, bums up pretty much, and we're going to be very focused on conference, and we've got a few other tasks we've got to get on top of, and it's going to be good.
In case you don't know, we're going to go down to Suriname 2 weeks before the adopting conference so we can speak there first. They're going to do a NOSTR and Bitcoin conference down there, and we're going to spend time down there and enjoy that. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be fun. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
We're jacked.
Yep.
Do it.
Do it.
That's what's happening. That's our life.
Yes. All on adopting.
Yes. And so I'm just going to raise a couple of things. I believe Wednesday is the NOSTR meetup, and I believe that people should go there and start adopting NOSTR, because this week I'm just going to raise that Telegram CEO has just been captured in France, and Russia even went in there to try and get him released. Which I don't know how he feels about that either way. But then also YouTube Simply Bitcoin show has been pulled down by YouTube, most likely a cease and desist order. Rumble's also had pressure to stop the show. So go to the, if you want to learn how to take some of your sovereignty of your social media profiles and your data, go to the NOSTR meetup. That'll be this Wednesday, I believe, at the Bitcoin Embassy. Check our calendar.
From 5 to 7.
Join our newsletter. And in our newsletter, you'll get a link to our calendar, which has all of the details.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So if you haven't signed up to our newsletter, great to sign up. So as James said, it is in the notes below. Sign up to our newsletter. You get the opportunity to get a free call with us. We put you in the draw. And what we do with the newsletter is we pretty much talk about things that are happening in the last, over the last week, 3 things that have happened, and then we also give you a link to our calendar. Now, our calendar is letting you know of all the events that we know that are happening in El Salvador to do with Bitcoin and NOSTR. So I update this every Monday. So by Tuesday, when the newsletter comes out, if it comes out on the Tuesday, it normally should do, it will be a chance for you to see what's happening.
Market Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I did that one.
Okay.
I thought it was another one.
And also the fact that there are 3, this is the last week of the month, so there's 3 big meetups. Wednesday night, you got the NOSTR, as James mentioned, which is at the Bitcoin Embassy from 5 till 7. Thursday, you have got the My First Bitcoin, and the link to the address and everything, the Eventbrite, is in the calendar link. Yep. And then Friday, you've got Bitcoin Beach Meetup. And Saturday, you have got the La Playa beach trip going from Bitcoin Beach, and Sunday you have got the Bitcoin Farmers Market here in Berlin.
Yes.
Wow, big week.
And I was just going to stack on top of that, if you're coming up to Berlin, thank you, let's build NOSTR.
Yes.
500 sats. Yes. That message over there is sent is next to Nikki, is sent using the NOSTR protocol, and it's broadcast live on the screen, decentralized, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And you can learn how to do stuff like that at the NOSTR conference. But what I was going to say, what was I talking about? Before I got distracted by that, damn it, I've lost it.
Okay, well, I'm going to carry on. Adopting BTC. Okay, so if you haven't got your tickets to Adopting BTC, they will be going up at the end of the month, which is the end of this week. Yes. So make sure you buy your tickets. It's going to be an amazing event. There is lots of things happening. Charlie has just done a really awesome video with Mike from Bitcoin Beach, so check that out. He's talking a lot about what's going on and what's going to be happening. Heaps happening. Make sure you book in a week on either side, if not a little bit longer, with everything that's going on.
Yep.
So you can actually get to experience Bitcoin country, Bitcoin City, Berlin, Horizonte, Bitcoin Beach, and also Roatan.
Yeah. That reminded me, we've actually got a link on our webpage now at the very top to a specific Berlin page, which will help you find accommodation, it'll help you find transport, and we're going to put more things in there as well to help you have a good experience here in Berlin, because it can be a bit tricky to find it and get some of the things done.
Yeah. All right.
Are we going to move forward?
Let's move forward.
Okay.
Monday,
Tim.
Right.
Yeah, look at this guy. He's
Look
on
at
it.
this. Okay. Whew. So we were in Guatemala. We had Sunday. We had driven. No, Monday. Oh, yeah. No, Monday we drove from, and I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Pana Hekel?
Shahel.
Yeah, Pana Shahel, which is the Bitcoin Lago area of Lago Atitlan. Amazing town. This had a lot of Bitcoin places that you could spend your money or your Bitcoin. Oh, thank you. Okay, and we also had an amazing day. Actually, we met up with Eliza from Bitcoin Lago, and he took us around. He showed us a lot of different stores that were accepting Bitcoin. We went to an amazing school. It was a private school that they had just done the My First Bitcoin at. The children were from 8 years old through to 11 years old. They were just so excited. You know, they were asking us lots of questions, but we could also ask them a lot of Bitcoin questions, and they all knew. Yeah. No, all raising their hands, wanting to answer the questions, or they were wanting to ask questions to us. Yeah. It was just really,
it was great.
Really amazing experience.
We had an opportunity to practice our Spanish with them, and I think we did pretty well.
I think we did really well.
Yeah. Which was good. Sorry.
So
I'm rearranging Nikki here as she moves.
I know, it's really weird, isn't it? Okay. So that was a really nice morning that we had at the Bitcoin Lago area. We had a really good breakfast and lunch at a great coffee place, and Jazz Cafe, awesome place to have coffee as well. Yeah. Accepting Bitcoin. Really enjoyed our morning there.
If you're going to Guatemala, Antigua and Bitcoin Lake in general were really good. Reach out to the team there and get a tour. The BTC map was an excellent tool. They have put in a huge amount of effort over the last couple of years building that up, and I was really impressed. We managed to get 2 or 3 new people onto wallets while we were going around doing our rounds as well. It was really good.
Yeah, James
Such
did,
a good town.
James did very well. Yeah. James did very, very well.
Great experience.
Yeah. And then we had to do some crazy driving and drive up the crater.
Literally out of a volcano.
Which was very steep. Then along and then back down the crater. Seriously, the roads going into Bitcoin Lago are extremely steep. So learn how to drive your car so you're not putting your foot on the brakes, because you
need to engine brake and just take your time because you can smell people's brakes and clutches the whole way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And we just arrived at San Marcos in the Laguna, and we were able to set up and quickly do a live with you guys, which was fun, unexpected. We weren't sure we were going to make it, but we got there, and we checked in, and we just had a really nice dinner up on the balcony, and we were watching the full moon rise over the lake, and it was beautiful.
We got a time lapse.
We did a time lapse.
Yeah, we haven't shared it yet. We've actually got a lot of content from the last 2 weeks which we haven't shared. I needed to get back in a space where I could sort of focus and put it together, because we've put out little snippets and we're going to compile a couple of things. So keep an eye out. Bitcoin Lake stuff coming, because they've put, like I said, they've put in a lot of work, and the businesses that are around there, it's fun. Going and asking if you can pay with Bitcoin when they're a Bitcoin business, because they're like,
you find Bitcoin customers.
It's so cool. Yeah.
No, it was really wonderful. Okay, so that was Monday.
All right, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Camera looks.
Yeah, I am going to change cameras. I've been trained. These guys have been training me. There you go. I am trainable. Headed into the township of San Marcos. So we're still inside the lake.
Yeah.
And what we actually did is we used the Bitcoin. We used one of the boats. Is that what's happening?
No.
Sorry.
No.
I haven't read this.
No,
I'm not,
you haven't. No,
yep.
San Marcos is the town that we're in.
Did we switch towns?
No.
So why did we head into it? Sorry, I'm confused as to what's happening there.
Okay, so
but we walked into town and found an ATM, and then they actually had a sign outside saying that they accepted Bitcoin. And I went inside, and it was like talking to a brick wall. It felt like they didn't understand my Spanish. They didn't understand that they had a Bitcoin sign outside. It was really weird. It was, yeah. Anyway, moving on, we found that there were actually a lot of stores that had a Bitcoin Largo sign outside in this town that we were in. What was the name of the town?
San Marcos.
Okay. And but they were all basically saying that the app didn't work. And then what actually happened, I'm just going to cut to the chase here, is one of the guys that had been going around and getting these people on board, he didn't even know that a lot of them were saying that they couldn't accept Bitcoin. And we found him by accident in a couple of days later.
Yeah.
We found an awesome cafe to have breakfast. The food quality in San Marco was great.
It was a real hippie town, so
Yes.
you could get fresh vegetable juices with ginger shots and green shots and all those great things that you love in the first thing in the morning. So that was amazing.
Yep. And then we went for a walk to check out a few more stores. We found herbs and cacao. We headed to another hotel. So we also wanted to treat ourselves. So we actually went over to another hotel down a little bit, and they had a sauna and a plunge pool and a massage package. So we did that, and that was really good. It was 3 hours, 2 hours in the sauna and the plunge, and 1 hour in the massage. Then we... sorry, I haven't read all of this, and there's it's not flowing well for me.
Thanks, James. And we are live.
Yes, we are live, and we popped away. And on the way home, it started raining. It was really cool, actually. Like, you know how when you have a massage, they play this like atmospheric music. We even had real thunder and lightning and rain sound while we had the massage. So it was pretty cool. On the way home, while it was raining, it was cold. I was like, let's grab a hot chocolate, and we stumbled into the store with the guy who was a cacao expert. Yeah. He was from France, and he was basically doing single origin cacaos, and he talked about like the cacao, like fine wines. It was pretty amazing.
It was. And one of the stories that he talked about was what was really amazing was the cacao beans from each farm or each family were handed down. So every time when a son got married, his father would pass him on some cacao seeds for him to start growing his own cacao trees. And so the whole process of the cacao in that family was quite remarkable, and I think that was really special.
Yeah. It was great. So he was actually the guy that was busy onboarding a lot of the businesses into Bitcoin, and the cafe upstairs, which we'd been to the day before or something, they told us that the application didn't work, and I said to him, we're trying to pay with Bitcoin. And we couldn't even pay him with Bitcoin. And that was really interesting because he was like, I've been onboarding businesses. So it was just interesting experience. Anyway, we're moving on to Wednesday. Let's go.
Okay. Right, so Wednesday we started with a great smoothie from one of the local cafes, which was awesome. And then we took a boat trip to San Juan. So San Juan is actually quite a short distance away from where San Marcos was. And it
wasn't me this time.
So we ended up the boat trip cost 20 quetzales, which which ended up being about $3 each, and that was each way. We turned up in San Juan. We walked along the pier, and then you come to this little town with a street, and it's just filled with the umbrellas that are hanging upside down. So the whole above you is all these umbrellas, and the stores are all very cultural, all very touristy. But it was really neat really steep. So you know, and it was painted. It was actually this big line strip of paint right down the middle, which was really pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we went for a wander. We'd heard that this was a really good town for herbs, and in El Salvador, it is really difficult to get dried herbs for teas, for cooking, and so we were really interested in trying to find some things that we couldn't get access here. And so we went wandering, and also this was a town where they showed they had cotton, and so they were actually showing how they spun the cotton and how they wove with or dyed the cotton and wove the cotton. So this is sort of the specialty of this town. And you know, we then found another street, and it was just hung all along the top of the street was hung with sombreros. And so it was the hat street sort of thing. And so it was just a really interesting trip to go and have a look at. It's something that El Salvador lacks, that we really noticed. It's, you know, something quite different. But they have had the tourism for many, many, many years. We then, sort of after we'd sort of done everything and walked around enough, we decided that it was time to go and get some food. We went on the maps trying to find places that would accept Bitcoin. We finally found one, and it was right down at by the pier or the jetty to get on the boat. So we saw the sign, went in, and it was these two guys, and we sort of said, look, did they accept Bitcoin? They said yes, and we said yeah, finally. I looked at the menu and I was going, oh, sandwiches. And I was looking at it going, this doesn't look like there's much here to eat.
Anyway,
and we were all very hungry.
The point is they made amazing sandwiches. They were Honduran brothers. They accepted Bitcoin, and I was like, we're eating here because you accept Bitcoin. And it was great. It
was great. And they asked us, you know, did you want it cooked in butter or olive oil? You know, just all those sorts of things that were a really good experience. And the food was amazing.
Yep. Croiglas, just so you know, there are photos on the side there. And yeah, if you keep an eye on the way we do a format of our show, it's a lot of work to set up the show. We put in so much time. So check them out. Right there, there's the street. But yeah,
and then we headed back on the boat trip back to our hotel, and we always thought we'd sit and enjoy some sunshine, and we enjoyed the sunshine, and then we met some New Zealanders, which was quite cool.
We heard these people with a strange accent, and I was like, I think they might be from New Zealand. And they were.
And so we had an afternoon just catching up and talking to them. James ended up getting him on the Blink wallet and talking to him about cold storage, and has sent him a whole lot of information. They're really excited. They're going to be starting buying Bitcoin, and they are, and they've invited us on an amazing trip early next year.
They already had an interest in Bitcoin, which was amazing, and they made it really easy. So when they heard that we'd sold everything and gone to El Salvador, they were really interested in why and how we did that, and started asking some really good questions. They had some really good insight on how a lot of things already work, so it made it really fast and easy to talk to them about it. Cool.
So we had a great night with them afternoon, and we ended up going out for dinner, and that's sort of stuff. Good catch up. So All right.
It was really cool.
Service.
We're going to talk about the service. This week's service, as you'll see on the side there, is AirBTC. Now, we haven't used it, but we have signed up to it. So it's also being promoted by the Adopting Bitcoin conference, which is one of the reasons that I chose to sign in today and take a look and check out what's going on. Tim, you need to get your place on there so people can book you. Yeah. All right. But this is a really interesting service. Basically, it's like Airbnb, but it is using Bitcoin instead. So it's all Bitcoin. There's no fiat option inside it, so you can't use your credit card. And you can do things about finding certain services that you like pools or Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Not a huge number of businesses or places to stay on there yet. So if you know some people that would like to receive Bitcoin for their accommodation, tell them about this. Start getting them on there. And that way this service will grow, and it will help to give people more options, because it's good to have competition in the marketplace. And services like this that also help promote people who are willing to accept Bitcoin and allow people who are living on a Bitcoin standard to pay in Bitcoin easier and better. It's better for adoption.
Yep.
Which is really good.
I think it's great, and I think the more people that find out about it, the better. Quite interesting. While we were traveling or in Guatemala, we didn't actually really use Airbnb.
No, we ended up using hotel.com or booking.com?
Booking.com, yeah.
It was quite interesting. Airbnb is getting expensive and difficult, and we've found that some of the other traditional services are a bit more competitive than Airbnb, and some people more places are listed on them these days.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about when you're traveling. We used our Ditto Banks card a lot. That helped us pay on the fiat rails using our Bitcoin. So yeah, check this service out. If you have accommodation, that I'm sure they would love to have you add your business, because they need more. As you could see on the map back there, there's only, I think, like 100 businesses or something on there at the moment, or places to stay. In that screenshot, you'll see the Eagle's Nest, which is here in Berlin. So yeah, start booking accommodation for adopting Bitcoin.
Yes.
Let's do it. Thursday.
Thursday. Do you want to do Thursday? Or do you want me to do Thursday?
I'd love to do Thursday. Let's do Thursday. I'm going to look in my camera.
Okay.
We had an awesome breakfast with David and Linda, who are the couple that we met. It was really interesting. And then we all headed on our way. We headed off to the largest market in Latin America called Chichi Mercado. I don't know the full name. I only know it by Chichi. And it was really interesting. Was it 2 hours in one way?
Yeah.
Okay. So it took us 2 hours to drive there. And that was enough to put me off ever going again. The reason being is there were tumulos, which are speed bumps all the way, and consistently like close, like maybe a couple of 100 meters between each one. So it was really sort of start-stop traffic, really aggressive buses who weren't using the tumulos, like they just plow over them like they're not there. And then the market was beautiful. It was really interesting.
It was big.
Really big.
Really big.
Really big. We got a tour, a specific tour guide, but I'm not sure I'd go again. Yeah. The drive and then the actual, like the market was good, but I don't know if it was good that I'd do it again.
No. Yeah. It was interesting. Like everyone's sort of saying, oh, you know, all the woven goods, you hand wove these ourselves. It took us 8 months or whatever. But then you'd go to the next store and it's exactly the same. So you just get tired of people trying to rip you off. And the amount that they were trying to charge us for some of the products. Yeah. And they go, oh, you can barter. But I was so embarrassed to even
how low we'd have to go.
How low I was going to go. I just said no, just don't worry about it. I was just which is a shame, because there's a couple of things there that would have been maybe fun to buy, but not for the cost that it was going to cost us. No. So we didn't.
Not when you start at $200 for a small piece of cotton.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like Nikki said, we're not even sure it was hand woven.
No.
It could be, but it's hard to know. And a lot of it seemed machine done. Because the same item was in many stores. So, I mean, we don't want to be negative on it, but at the same time, I mean, the real perspective of how we felt there, it was quite interesting to experience.
Yeah, but I think worth going to have a look, just for the atmosphere, just for the size. And the church, it's the only church that's a Catholic and Mayan church all in one, which was really, really interesting. I did find that.
Good point, actually.
Yeah,
like
that was,
yep.
And the graveyard.
Yeah. So I think probably the biggest thing that I really enjoyed was that in Guatemala in general, but even at this market, was a lot of them didn't even speak Spanish. They just spoke the local Mayan dialects. The people were wearing traditional clothes, like the traditional cottons, and that was normal. They weren't just doing it for the tourists. It was quite normal for them to wear that, and that was probably a really good thing to see. That was really nice to see. Yeah. And as Nikki said, I think we've actually got a photo in there of the graveyard, and they paint the graveyard once a year for the ceremony of the dead, I think.
Yes, it is. So the day before the ceremony of the dead, they paint them. So they all go in, the families go in, and they paint all. And they're not like in New Zealand, you know, you dig under the ground, whereas these guys, they're actually housed.
They've built crypts on top.
Yeah, and so they're all painted, and it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Really, really pretty to see. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then another 2 hours back over the Tumulos. And it took 3.5 hours to get to Antigua. And we stayed there on the way home, which was great. We went to a Mexican restaurant that we really enjoyed. They did a great meal, really good value for money, good quality food. It was good. Antigua, we really enjoyed Antigua.
Antigua was amazing.
Yeah. And the lake. But
lots of dance, lots of Spanish. just culturally, just really, really pretty.
Really good experience. Friday.
Okay, I remembered this time. Here we go. Okay, so Friday we were in Antigua. We quickly went to the local coffee shop that we had found the week before. We had a really nice coffee before we hit the road, and we headed to Ataco. So again, it was a 3.5 hour drive to get to Ataco. We had to stop and go through the borders. Going through the borders is really simple. You just you have to get out. Well, this time we had to get out. The first time we didn't. We had to get out, go through Guatemala, get stamped, go around the corner of the building, and there is the Salvadorian border patrol where customs so you had to go through, get your passport checked.
Anyone who's passing through, let us know. We've made a document of the things that made it easy for us to do it again.
Absolutely. Yep. And then we carried on and we got to Ataco. We had went out for an early dinner at Ataco, and they actually had a night market in Ataco, which was quite cool. So being back in Bitcoin country, we were expecting to be able to go around, and we were talking to the people at the Mercados or the night market, asking if they accepted Bitcoin, and they go, "Oh no, tourists don't accept Bitcoin, or don't use Bitcoin." And we sort of said, "Oh yeah." So we got a little bit frustrated in the sense that there was
I
nothing.
was very frustrated. So for reference sake, Ataco is actually part of Rutas de Flores, which is the biggest sort of tourist town route here in El Salvador, more colonial. And the Mercado was in full swing, and we had people telling us that our Bitcoin, like local people telling us they didn't want our business because we were paying in Bitcoin, and it was like, wow. Yeah. I got really quite frustrated. I had a couple of interesting conversations with the locals. But yeah. And then we had a nice night out or dinner out, and then we went and crashed. Yeah.
Lots of driving. Yeah.
Yep. I'm just going to push on that a little bit more because it's all about adoption. And El Salvador's got a beautiful opportunity for business owners. If you want more business, Bitcoin is free marketing. Like Bukele is taking advantage of that, and he is telling all of El Salvador, you can take advantage of that too. Yes. There are tourists running around the country that would like to experience spending their Bitcoin with you, but unless you accept it, which doesn't cost you anything, it's free to accept it, especially with the Blink wallet. But I mean, I'm talking to the converted here. So, but if you find locals, just have a chat to them. Try and find a way to make them see benefit in accepting some savings in Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
It's one sale out of 100. Anyway, Sunday.
Okay.
Let's do it. So now...
Saturday, you mean?
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Saturday, okay. There we go. So, so we started driving from Ataco. We went through Santa Ana and we went to Beats Coffee. So anyone who's not sure, this is a town in the northwest of the town. There's a group of people, Bitcoiners out west, that are doing a great job trying to get businesses on board up in that area. We just picked this coffee shop because they have their meetups there regularly.
Yeah, well, no, they're having their meetup next Monday, or the second Monday of the month.
Check the calendar.
We'll be at
Sign up
Beats.
to our newsletter.
Yeah.
And if you are in Santa Ana, go to this cafe. It was cool.
It's amazing. Great
food. I think we took videos and photo of the food and the coffee experience. It was really good, and the price was good.
The price was good. The food. I mean, they had 4 options. I love cafes that give you a minimalistic amount of options.
Good options.
And really good options. And they did have 3 salads as well. But so really loved it. Awesome.
So that was great. The owners were there. We had a chat to them. Did a couple of photos and stuff. Then we actually headed into San Salvador. We caught up with some awesome friends. Had lunch with them, and the conversation was deep.
Yes.
All about Bitcoin adoption, what's happening in El Salvador, where the future's going, what's happened recently. It was a really good conversation. Some really interesting insights on what people are doing, and these are friends that we've had since basically moving here. So they've gone through the process with us, which is really cool. We really appreciate them and everything they offer. And then we basically got on the back on the road and drove to San Salvador. Drove to Berlin, which we're pretty used to that drive now. Took us down to the airport and along the beach. It was pretty chill. The traffic was pretty good. Lots of traffic, but it was good. It was flowing well. It was flowing really well. Yeah.
I know. So lots of driving.
That's it.
And then Sunday morning we woke up at home,
Yeah.
which was awesome to be back home. We got up and sort of did a bit of a tidy up, and then we had to go and get some raw milk. So we've got this local raw milk person. I know we've talked to you about it before. Great place. We can go knock on his door and get some fresh raw milk, and we pay with Bitcoin. There is actually a photo of us collecting it in there somewhere. And then we stopped in the Mercados, grabbed some fruit and veggies, and one of the stores that we go to accepts Bitcoin, which is amazing. Then we popped in and visited Quinton to drop off some milk to him and also pick up the kefir that we'd left him to look after for a couple of weeks.
He babysat our pets.
Our kefir.
Did the kefir count as pets?
Yes.
Nice, Tim. Are they pets, Tim? Yes, apparently kefir's pets.
Yeah. And we made an amazing smoothie with the kefir milk. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
Really good. Really good.
Because it's basically like yogurt.
Yeah.
So it was like having a yogurt smoothie.
Yeah. So
full of
we
good
had that,
probiotics and everything.
and that was amazing. And then we pretty much spent the day unpacking, tidying up, cleaning up, doing what you do when you've been, been away for a couple of weeks. What was really cool though is I was putting out the washing, and I looked over at this little pond thing we had put in for the tortoise, the wild tortoise that we've got, because we knew that he apparently likes water.
We have a baby bath for our wild tortoise.
And he was swimming in it. So normally he's just hiding.
Did we put a photo of the tortoise?
No, I forgot.
Oh,
I forgot. So that was really cool. So he was, yeah.
If you go to John from My First Bitcoin and check his tortoise post on Twitter, you can see our tortoise in its baby bath.
Yeah. And then this morning we got up early, and like 6, I don't know, we went for a walk about 6 o'clock this morning. 5:30. And he was swimming in the water then too.
That was awesome.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like he came out to welcome us home. That was cool.
That, or he's going, oh, bugger, the humans are back, so I'll get in earlier before they get up. But no, we...
That's good. No, it was cool. It's great to be home.
Yes.
House was in pretty good order. I mean, Nikki did spend most of Sunday cleaning it to catch up.
Yeah.
And the garden needs a lot of attention, so we'll get stuck into that over the next week. But it's good.
Yes.
Great to be back.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the gang in Berlin. And we saw the boys. Actually, we saw a group of misfits sitting on the side of the road Sunday morning. It was quite good to see a bunch of boys sitting there having Sunday breakfast. It was good.
Breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
That was
cool.
awesome.
Okay, so that's been our week.
Yes.
Questions and answers.
So if you're new to the show and you've made it this far, you're awesome. And feel free to put questions in the chat, because we're going to answer your questions live now. We're going to do our best to keep them as on point for you as possible, because how far in are we? Oh, we're not doing too bad.
No, we're not.
Okay. All right. Karen. I'm going to start with Karen.
Yes.
I don't have any questions this week. Just wanted to say hi. Hope you're well, rested from your trip, and I bet your baby goat friend is happy you are home. I sent you that baby goat video. They were mine. Oh, awesome. Cool. Thank you. The baby goat was just a one-time visitor.
Yeah. From our neighbours.
Yeah.
He needed some grass.
Yeah.
So
We got lots of grass.
Yeah.
It enjoyed the succulents more.
Yeah. Mark of Bitcoin. Hola amigos. I'm on the job site with my AirPods in. Welcome back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. He said, like, we actually had a call with Mark. We did one of our consultation calls with him, and yeah, well, it's funny. I called him out on he says he's always busy when he's going to have these calls, but he makes it anyway.
Yep.
Thank you for turning up. We appreciate the dedication and putting up with our story each week.
Yep. The beach team, welcome home.
Yes,
thank you. And then Mark again, lol, you know me too well.
Well. We're looking forward to Mark's visit. He's actually gone and posted it. Find him, Mark of Bitcoin, at Twitter. Posted his journey, which might actually be quite interesting for other people to look at, because he's doing a lot of really iconic things on his trip in, was it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I think. So you might want to look and follow Mark. Last minute, super pilotish sats. Welcome back. Oh, thank you. Awesome. And he even did the zaps. Yeah, so cool. So follow Mark's journey if you're coming to El Salvador, because he is going to do a lot of the key locations, and he's sharing what he is doing. So that's super useful for people that are coming to visit. And then Selena, hello, good job, thank you. If the beach team, yes, I can't remember what that was about. I think.
We're talking about NOSTR.
NOSTR,
Yeah.
yes, yes. All the censorship, your freedom is at risk. When El Salvador rugby team? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're big on football.
Big football.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Beach soccer. Super Pilotish. Hola, amigos. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you for the sats.
Yeah. We got Brian Senchi. I'm a Bitcoin enthusiast and would like to meet you on my next trip to El Salvador. Well, if you're coming up to Berlin, we would normally be hanging here. So, yeah, make a trip.
But give us warning.
Yes.
Last minute things don't always work. Mondays are definitely not good. Sunday at Bitcoin Farmers Market is a good day to find us as well. Super Pilotish. Doing it live. You know us too well. Chris, why don't you take videos or pictures to show them while you're talking about these places?
Yeah.
Yeah. The best we've done is showing the photos on the side there, just because there's
space,
a lot of content, and
Absolutely.
it's also hard to build the story.
And if you
and the
wait till
photos.
right till the end in our outro, you'll see all those photos.
Bigger photos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the size of it.
Yeah.
I think it's all right.
Yeah. Look, Ainut's in town.
Yeah, ain't it?
Ainut, you made it.
Welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is first, isn't it?
Yeah. We're going to reach out to you.
Yes, we are.
Alex. Hello, guys. I'm loving the studio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. The
Yes.
studios. Thank you to Steve. Thank you to Bitcoin Beach. Thank you to so many people who have put in a lot of time and effort
Yep.
to make this happen. It is getting used heaps at the moment, which is great.
Yeah.
After this, Charlie and I are going to do an adopting show.
Absolutely. And I think what also is awesome is you've got young students coming and using it now. So it's really exciting. The Bitcoin Berlin SV team, we have Friday mornings or Fridays, should I say? I'm not going to say, it's Fridays at some point. And we'll have an English one week and Spanish the other. So check out
Yep.
on the Fridays for that. So that's absolutely, worth it.
Super Pilotish. Those speed bumps can sneak up on you if they're not painted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And most of them aren't painted.
No, these
So,
aren't painted.
yeah.
The best thing we could do was follow other people, because then you go the speed that they're going at and they deal with the speed bumps in front. But we're in a line of long cars, so
Yeah. And Market Bitcoin, yes, Tim needs to put his place on there as soon as possible, as I only booked one night in Berlin on Airbnb.
not sure.
Okay. Come on, Tim.
The FSV Beach team, tourists don't do Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, what do we say?
James was he was getting very short at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Belle wants to know if the turtle has a name yet.
No, because it's wild. It's a wild tortoise.
Yeah. There you go.
It's,
It's a valid answer.
I mean, it can just go, kind of.
Kind of.
It's not in a cage. It's got the whole garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Super Pilotish, how was the drinking water on your trip? Oh, good question.
We got bottled water.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, so
No eco filters.
So Guatemala is home of something called the eco filter.
Yeah.
Or eco filtro.
Yep.
And what it is basically the best ones, in our opinion, are a glazed pottery pot that's about yay big, which is about 5 gallons, and then they have a ceramic
Clay.
clay pot, a clay pot that you put inside, and then you pour the water into the clay pot, and it literally filters through that into the bigger ceramic, and then you have a tap at the bottom and you let it out.
Yeah.
Pretty much like 90% of the businesses and restaurants and hotels that we went to
In Antigua.
definitely in Antigua, but
Yeah.
even around the beach,
Yeah.
people had these in their homes.
Yeah. So the inserted clay one actually has carbon in it as well, which is quite cool. So so you are getting a really good filter. We have a small one here. We got one of the first things we ever purchased, actually, I think, when we arrived in El Salvador. We got the small one, and the small one just wasn't enough for us. We were drinking too much water. So we've actually just ended up using it as we tip up the big bottles.
Yeah, we
on
put
top
the
of it.
purchased water on top of it because it was easier.
Yeah, and we were going to buy. Well, we went.
We were going to go to the factory.
Yeah, but we didn't.
And there might be something to add to your trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Might be good. Yeah. But yeah, the Eco Filtro factory is actually just down from Antigua, and we sort of drove around it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
We'd love to go there and check it out.
Yeah. Market Bitcoin, my second night in ES is in our taco. I'll use the BTC map to find places that do accept it. But first, I'll go into the places that don't and make sure they realise they're losing business for not accepting it. That's the way to go.
Mark,
It is.
You're becoming a toxic maxi. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Mark, lots of driving, hold my beer. I hope you're not drinking while driving, Mark.
Yes.
Is that what's going on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know Australia. You guys know how to drive.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things about Guatemala, which I think is our Spanish teacher told us to be very careful with things that we're wearing, like, you know, in the daylight, people could, I don't know if we talked about this last week.
No.
So I did actually take all my necklaces and rings off, and I didn't wear jewellery while I was there. So just because it's a different country, we don't quite know, you know, what it's like.
We were in really good tourist areas.
Yeah.
Not really a problem. Also, the roads that we drove were pretty good routes between tourist areas. Not really a problem.
No. But we didn't drive at night.
No. So recommended not to drive at night.
Yeah.
Be careful if you do have plates that are not local. Mind you, we did get stopped at a police stop. We didn't have any problems. It was just a normal check.
Yeah.
They did take all our driver's license, registration to the back of the car and had a private discussion, and then came back and just gave it to us and said, carry on.
Yeah. One thing we were told to make sure you have the fire hydrant in your car.
Fire extinguisher.
Extinguisher, not hydrant. Extinguisher.
Hydrant would be exciting.
They are, that would be something they'd pull you up on, and they are a bit more corrupt than.
They would like their tip.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, actually, I'm going to go back to the drinking water thing. I think we purchased water once, which was here in El Salvador.
The big
before
bottle?
we went across we bought that in a taco.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we basically just used the filtro systems
Yes.
in Guatemala, which was pretty good.
Mm.
That's it. No more questions.
No
Thank
more
you, guys.
questions.
Actually, I'm
Yeah.
going to quickly check Rumble because Rumble's the place to be these days.
Yeah.
Apparently. Let's have a look.
Yeah, there might be more people there now.
No.
Computer says no.
Yeah. computer says no.
All right, guys. Outro. I'm going to start.
Yep.
Really, adopting BTC is the main thing I want to talk about, and it's the 15th and 16th of November. But make sure you come early because there's the unconference. My First Bitcoin will also be doing a graduation, which I think is even going to be 2 days before. You've got to go to Bitcoin Beach, which is normally the day after conference, which is on the Sunday. Bitcoin Farmers Market's going to be on, as well as Bitcoin Beach will be doing a whole gastronomica and fair down there as well. You need to have time to come up to Berlin. Also organising a charter plane to go to Honduras, and if you want to go and check out Honduras, Roatan.
Circular economy.
Yeah, circular economy. You have the opportunity to go and do that. So there's just so much stuff happening. I'm saying at least 2 weeks to come and spend time down here.
Easy.
Yeah, and you could even.
There's a movie night beforehand as well.
Oh, there's movie night. Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
and then there's going to be Berlin. We're going to be up here for pretty much the entire time for Berlin.
Yes.
The details haven't come out for Roatan, but I don't think we'll travel because we've got. We'll be doing Suriname the week before.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could always, do a big full trip and go to Suriname the week before. Come and check it out because it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. And so remember, please sign up to the newsletter down below. That generally goes out. I aim to get it out on a Tuesday. We're trying to reduce how much work we put into it by condensing the calendar into a dedicated calendar, which is in the newsletter. If you're coming to Berlin, go to our website because we have a link to a specific Berlin page which will help you with information. Any feedback, please let us know on how we can improve these things because, this information is to help people like you guys know what you're doing when you're coming to visit. And I think that's largely it. Make sure you talk to people about Bitcoin because adoption, if we don't win the adoption race, then we're going to be stuck with fiat and other controlling systems. And check out NOSTR, the NOSTR devs on Wednesday. Now this week has been the best week for advertisement to go to that and start using NOSTR. And that's pretty much it.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Check the photos.